Butter chicken is debatably one of the most widely popular dishes to come from Indian cuisine, but what might not be so widely known is just how quick, easy, and economical it is to make at home. Oh, and it's better too, just in case that wasn't obvious. What's up everybody, I'm Graham. Now butter chicken is basically just cubed up chicken that's been marinated and cooked in a tomato and cream based sauce with some spices. But there are a few key steps that take it from being simply that to being beautiful, rich, vibrant, tender butter chicken. Things like toasting the spices, building flavors in the pan, and of course, tenderizing your chicken using yogurt, which is full of lactic acid, a natural tenderizer. And it's those little key differences that make this dish so special. Now, of course, you could always order takeout or buy convenience sauces, but with a handful of kitchen staples and a few spices, you can make it yourself at home for significantly cheaper. Let's get started. To start, I'll add 2 teaspoons of paprika, a teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a few cracks of black pepper, and mix. Then to a separate bowl, I'll add half a cup of full-fat Greek yogurt, about half my spice mixture, and mix until combined. Then I'll butterfly 3 chicken breasts, place them in a plastic bag, and add all of my yogurt marinade. Mix it up so all the chicken's coated, give it a little tap, and toss it in the fridge for at least 15 minutes or until tomorrow. While that's marinating, I'll get the rest of my ingredients ready. Using a microplane, I'll finely grate 3 cloves of garlic and a 1-inch knob of ginger. I like using microplane for this because it's quick, easy, and it gets it so much finer than mincing. Finely dice 1 onion, and then I'll quarter 1 pound of tomatoes, add them to a blender, and blend until smooth. You can use canned tomatoes for this or canned tomato puree, but I personally like using fresh tomatoes. When I'm ready to start cooking, I'll grab a pan and throw it on the stove on medium-high heat with 2 teaspoons of ghee. If you don't have ghee, you can use oil, or you can make your own by adding some butter into a pan or pot and cooking it on low heat until it starts to separate. Then skim all the milk solids off the top. These are the bits that would burn if you left it on high heat for too long, and strain the clarified butter through a coffee filter. What you'll be left with is nice golden clarified butter, and don't worry, this is going to keep draining, there's not a whole lot of waste here. Then I'll take my chicken, shake off any excess yogurt marinade, and throw that in my hot pan to sear. Add a little salt since we didn't add any to our marinade. You don't need to worry about it being cooked, we're just trying to build some flavor in the pan and get some good flavor in our chicken. And then when our chicken's got some nice color, we're just going to give it a flip and give it a good hard sear on the other side as well. Now admittedly, the yogurt marinade does have a tendency to make the chicken stick a bit. If it's really stuck on there, you can add a little water or even a little tomato puree and just kind of deglaze and get all the stuck bits out of the bottom. When my chicken is seared, I'll transfer it to a cutting board. It's not particularly important that the chicken is cooked yet because we're going to dice it up and simmer it back in our sauce. Once all my chicken is seared, I'll add another tablespoon of ghee and add in my diced onions and a little bit of water to help deglaze all that stuff from the bottom. Don't leave that stuff behind, that's the flavor. I'll cook my onions for a few minutes until they're starting to soften and turn translucent. Then I'll add in my garlic and ginger paste and cook for about a minute until fragrant, and my remaining spice mixture. To build really great flavor, I'll stir this around and keep cooking it to really help toast those spices. Then I'll add in my tomato puree and cook until it's thickened slightly. Add in my splash of cream. And return my chicken to the pan. Then I'll just let that simmer until the chicken is cooked and the sauce is thickened. I'll finish with a little bit more Greek yogurt. Add a little salt. Clean up the disastrous mess that's been made all over my stove. And we're ready to plate.